We're back with Q. All right, Q. Thanks again for the time. Here's a situation. Sprint review. Teams together, you're with your stakeholders, customers, you're looking at what the team's done in the last sprint. It's looking really good, and everybody's saying they love it. Is that a problem?
That's not a problem. That's a big problem, right?
Wow.
I think the expression for this is patting yourself on the back. And the problem with patting yourself on the back is everything is great, right? So
Yeah.
If you go with a book, sprint reviews to provide feedback, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what sort of feedback is the one that says everything is great? Well, it may be great because you think it's great, right? But that's not the point. The point is when you actually have this thing put to people to use, are they going to think the same thing you do? So I get scared when people say, well, you know what? This is the stuff we built. It's great. We love it. All right. Okay, you do. So what, right? And I think that kind of sprint review is telling me a few things. One is the people going there, they have their mind set on, I want this. And if I see this, this is great. There's no consideration in there to what the people using it actually will think. Or you are so much into this mode that you say, you know what, that they're going to love it, you know? So for me, this is telling me a few things. One is, where is your work to actually prototype things, see how people react to them? And still, the prototype's not going to give you the whole population, but gives you at least an indication, right? So I honestly, like I was telling you offline, I don't remember the last time I went to a sprint review that people actually provided feedback. You know, it's like, okay, that's what we got done. Oh, great. You know, especially if it's a group of teams, there's too many things to see, right? That's pretty much it.
I think a great sprint review would be there's back and forth discussion with the stakeholders, the users, right? Like, oh, that's not the way we thought it was going to work, or, you know, we were thinking something different. You know, it's got to provoke a discussion. It's got to kick off some, you know, more, basically it's like backlog refinement, right? Like, hey, let's go into details a little bit more. And this is where the product owner, you know, really taking great notes or capturing all this stuff down, knowing that they're going to have to put this in the product backlog at some point, and talk it over with the developers, et cetera. That to me is a very good sprint review when you're getting that type of feedback and you're trying to digest it.
Well, there is also the post-sprint review, right? The actual feedback, the usage feedback, right? And there are people who rely a lot of analytics and all that stuff. And I was actually having this conversation early in the morning. I said, listen, analytics, for instance, in mobile apps doesn't work. For one thing, I can block it.
Oh, okay.
And it's relatively easy to block. Second is, I can open my app, okay, and let the app basically there the whole day without even touching the app. And your analytics are telling me that, oh my God, this guy spends the whole day in here, right? And what matters is when we talk about feedback is what people actually think about your stuff. You know, do they like, do they hate it? And it's easy to understand if they don't like because they bail out and they go elsewhere, right? And then when we get feedback is what we do with the feedback. For instance, I tell you, Dave, I don't like this thing on your app, or you have to put this other thing in your app. At that point in time, it's not just, hey, there's 20 people telling us we need to do this thing, let's do it. No, is what you want with that, because who is the feedback coming from? You may want to insert that thing in your app because it's going to deepen your market fit. Or you may just say, well, you know what? I'm not going to do this because I'm going to do that to try to enter another segment of the market.
Right.
So we have to be very careful how we process feedback and from who the feedback is coming. Now, it brings another question that we probably should talk sometime later on is, how many product owners actually own something? Meaning, do they do anything with the feedback they get, or
are they just
go
ticket
somewhere.
administrators in Jira, right?
Yeah, which a majority are, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. We have to have effective feedback at the sprint review level, and we have to have a follow-up on the usage feedback on something without the need to be intrusive, like several apps do that, right?
Right.
On the websites too, but you can get meaningful feedback to understand what people really want and how does that work with the strategy that you are set to go after.
Is it getting closer to the outcome that everybody was looking for at the beginning of the app, the project, whatever? So viability, feasibility, all those things that we talk about in product management, right?
Exactly.
So
and
that's what you're looking for. The sprint review should be the check that you're on the right path. And if not, great opportunity to figure out how to pivot and get to the same outcome or the desired outcome.
It's all about the outcomes. It's all about the outcomes.
Yeah.
It's about market fitness, right? So when we get feedback, we have to understand what to do with the feedback and not get the blindness and say, oh, because people like it. Okay, but is that actually increasing our retention?
They like it when they see it, and then it's another story when they'll actually use it. So try to get it into their hands after the sprint review as well and get feedback there.
Exactly.
So.
And it's very timely now that I just heard that Spotify redesigned their app, and everything I heard this week, people hated it. Right? So where was the feedback before they even released this thing? Right?
I'm sure their squads are working on something right now to fix that based off that feedback. So,
or maybe not.
So
or maybe not.
We'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
but awesome.
So feedback, guys. Feedback, but understand the feedback and stop.
You do the right thing with the feedback.
Stop doing this during a sprint review. Don't do that.
Right. All right, folks. Thanks a lot for joining again. Here's our slide. You can reach out to us on our social media channels. We've got books. Q does Scrum sessions first Thursday of the month. Check that out. Like and subscribe if you like these videos. We'd like to know. It's the way we get feedback, and other people will find it on YouTube as well. So thanks a lot, and we will see you in the next video.